is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Alrighty, good morning and welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Fried. Alongside me, Harry Glanz.
What's happening, baby?
Hey, good morning, Harry. What's happening? Not too much in our world except for the best interest rates ever. That's right, folks. We're going to give you 1 hour's worth of Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And, of course, this morning we always bring in our top real estate agent, Dan Dubinsky. How are you, sir, from Skyward?
Great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Dan, is it just me and Harvey? We see this every day, so kind of we're like in our own little world inside our four walls. We don't like the real world, but we like our world. But in your world, it just seems that the purchase activity keeps on coming, man, and it's late in the year.
Yeah, typically after school is when you see that things die down a little bit, but, and I've been hearing that, hey, things are starting to stagnate a little bit as well. But I tried to trying to sell a home in Berkeley right now. We lost out on 2 other homes because multiple offers above and beyond asking still in this week. We've got one now where we finally locked in, but there's a lot of activity out there.
Yeah, typically at this time of the year, the kids are back in school. There's still some, what we call, some lingering purchase activity going on, but we're seeing purchase activity. Our purchase activity currently in September through October and early November closings is as strong as it was in July and August.
Yeah, I know. It's impressive to me. And, I think the things that people are starting to price their homes right, and which is high. But they're right. They're not asking above and beyond. You still have those homes that are sitting on the market for the past 6 months. Those are the people that are testing. But if you see a home come on the market right now, that'll tell you that property is probably not someone that's testing market. They have the motivation to move for some reason.
All right, so the vibe out there in the market is the market is very strong. It's going to taper off only because where we live, in November, December, January, February, it's Michigan, it's cold, and there's not a lot of motivation for people to move.
Just like in the spring, weather related, when snow starts coming down, people get less motivated to get out there.
Right, but the market, Harvey, we see it every day. We talk to people all day long. People, some areas, they say it's kind of slowing down. Inventories are getting a little higher, but that doesn't mean they're high. It just means that it's slowing down in their market, but we're seeing in a lot of markets, buddy. Like you and I talk about every day.
No shortage of buyers.
You guys are a great indicator based on purchase orders, right?
Yeah.
It's got huge. So, as an agent, me personally, you have ups and downs a little bit. So me not saying things are down,
right.
Maybe I'm down personally.
Well, it's kind of like in the manufacturing sector. Yeah. When orders still come into factories, right. Business is still strong. Just like you said, when Harvey and I and Alex, and we miss Alex today, he's off to Indiana with his dad and his family. When we still see a lot of purchase agreements coming in, we know the market is still strong. Yeah. So we're seeing everybody's predicting a slowdown. Now, a slowdown isn't necessarily bad. It just means that it's been going gangbusters for 5 years. We're still seeing very, very strong outlook through the middle of November.
Yeah, and even next year we see stuff that slows down. I would be really surprised as come spring we're seeing things that are slow. I think we're going to have a healthy spring again. There's this 6-year cycle people talk about. I don't believe in these cycles. I think it's just you see what's going on with the market, the economy. Who knows what happens with the election?
Right.
It's going to throw a wrench into things as well.
Yeah, big week coming up again, Harvey.
That's a great start to our show here. If you want to join us, 248-539-9797. Sort of getting a pulse of what's going on here in local real estate in Southeast Michigan, as Harry's mentioned, and Dan, of course, we're right there every day seeing at the front line, seeing what's going on. And usually we would see a typical little drop-off at the end of the summer, yet it was just unbelievable last week. We see nonstop purchase agreements coming in. It appears also that the home builders are starting to really dig some holes and build some homes. There's a couple clients that have called me about some spec home opportunities and some other opportunities in new construction. Of course, in Dan, in your corridor, in that Royal Oak area and everything surrounding it, a lot of tear downs and new construction homes that are great opportunities. Again, single builders going in, knocking down a house or two, and maybe building 1 or 2 new homes right there in some of the older communities.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of business out on the west side, but I go out there, have a cottage out there, and we're seeing patches of land that have been sitting there, with nothing on them forever. All of a sudden now are having developments on them through the M5 corridor out east. You see a lot of activity with building.
Yeah, we're back to Livingston County being a real hot spot again. A lot of the builders back out there, and Livingston, Brighton, and all those areas. So again, if you want to get an approval approval letter, be sure to give us a call here on the show or call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always here on the show at 248-539-9797. Of course, we always talk about and get them out of the way. Why? It's the best thing going on right now. Mortgage interest rates, again, still at 50-year lows, although they might have spiked up a little bit a couple days during this week. Things are pretty stable going into next week's policy meeting. Of course, Harry, the Fed's going to sit down. Serious volatility remains through next Wednesday when the Fed does meet.
It's a big week. Janet Yellen's going to come out where everybody's talking about raising interest rates in October, November, maybe at this next meeting. You never know. There's 50-50 shadow rates going up very shortly. And, just like the weather, man, you don't want to predict because you can be wrong. Again, and Alex and I talk about it, and he doesn't like when I say it. He thinks interest rates are going down. Again, I think interest rates are going up. All indicators lead me to believe that they're going to go up. If you're sitting on the fence about refinancing your home, don't kill yourself over an eighth or a quarter. Just do it now. Lock in that low rate right now and just get that done. If you're looking to buy a house, if they go up an eighth to a quarter, it probably won't affect you. Maybe. It depends. I mean, if you're that skinny on qualifying for a house, I'm the only mortgage guy in town, and our company will tell you, then don't buy it if you can't afford it. But we're looking to do loans, and we also look to advise people and put them in a position to succeed. And that's all we care about is your success, because that's what keeps people coming back.
It's nice you keep the people's best interest at heart, even though they might not know what their best interest is at that point in time. That kind of segues into what we were talking about on the way in with having someone who knows and knowledgeable about what they're doing. I had an agent of mine come to me the other day and said, hey, we got this offer accepted. It's sent over a full price cash offer, but they want to just change it. We put 10 days in for a floodplain inspection and 5 days to get back to them. The agent calls back and says, hey, can we just change that to 3 and 2 because it seems awful long. And I said, well, it's a cash deal. Usually a mortgage company wants a little bit of time. He said, should I change it? Now, what happens is if you have a fully executed contract and we make that little change on there, I was told that there's other offers, backup offers. As soon as we make that change, what happens to that contract?
It's null and void. It's the contract, and then it brings all the other offers into play.
So I tell them, don't touch the contract. You have everything you need. There's no reason to change it. Just do a waiver. If you want to satisfy this other agent, just do a waiver of the contingency. Once it's done in 2 or 3 days, and you got the same result without putting your buyer contract up there for.
Usually you're checking for a flood, sir. Make sure someone's house isn't in a flood zone.
But those little things like that can make or break the deal. If you would have just changed it out and sent it over, initialed it, and that lady had a higher offer.
And you don't know, she could have pulled the offer on him.
Wow.
Exactly. So those are the things we're talking about. And we also are talking about how, just little things in life that I'm getting older with that only excite me. Not too many things anymore. Maybe a new car, different kind of things. But one is when someone in your industry, in this case a title company, they have their own personal family, and they have a ton of contacts with everyone in the industry, but they choose you to do the deal for them. Those are things that still get you excited and, happy to hear about that.
Being a trustworthy advisor, being a professional in your industry is going to get you those referrals. There's no doubt about that.
Without a doubt.
All right, we always take your calls here this morning, 9:10. If you're just joining the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding.
Do you want to get into appraisal values in the first segment? We'll wait for the second segment.
Let's talk about appraisal.
My favorite subject, appraisal values.
Come and join us, though, if you got
I got a real good one. I swear to you, I have a great one for the next segment.
Use it down. We have a whole bunch of things. A little buyer beware show a little bit later, too, talking about on the purchase side. 248-539-9797. Oh, it definitely takes a team of professionals to get your transaction done. And that's the key about any transaction. Who wouldn't? Anyone in the transaction, who wouldn't want to work together to make sure it works out for the buyer at the end of the day? And again, if you want to close in a timely manner and save a lot of money, deal with the real professionals. Call Capital at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, I threw out new construction because I want to tell all the people out there that you can call Capital Mortgage and get your approval letter, go to the builder's office, and go ahead and move forward with the transaction. If you're looking at new construction, over 90% of these new construction homes, all you need is an end loan. And the builders, a lot of them major builders across the country, and some smaller builders we only see here in the Midwest. What they do is they require a deposit. They'll build you the house, and when the construction's done is when we come in and get you the end loan. Have a third party represent you the proper way and save a lot of money.
There seems to be a lot of confusion with you buying new construction, and they put you in there, they show you the beautiful home, then they send you to the mortgage person and say that you have to use them. Then they send you to the title company, you have to use them.
Do you really have to use them, Dan?
You do not. You do not. They'll be happy to take the money from another company. They truly will. But that's again, those contracts are always sided toward the seller, the developer. You typically seller paid cost is going to be your transaction fee, your stamps, revenue stamps, right? A lot of times they make this buyer pay those.
Yep.
It's 8.6% per thousand of that purchase. That's a big number, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, on the new construction contracts, I've taken a look at them, and they're not. They haven't been making the sellers have been picking up those transfer taxes.
I've seen it the other way. Yeah, I've seen them the other way.
Either way, you got to read the contract. Hey, that little bit of music there says that we're up against our first break, but when we come back, we're going to be taking all your calls. 248-539-9797.
24 Seconds Bar and Grill in Berkeley's the place to be for everything sports. Be sure to jump on the shuttle to all football games at Ford Field. Reserve your seat now. Get 20-ounce drafts of Bud Light and Miller Lite just $2.50 during Sparty and Wolverine games. 24 Seconds in Berkeley. 24secondsbar.com.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Our kitchen cabinets needed a serious update, but we didn't know where to start. We were headed to the home center when my dad said,
I'd try Rockler Woodworking and Hardware.
The Rockler staff really worked with us, and we left with all the tools, hardware, and finishing supplies we needed to give our cabinets a fabulous new look.
What's your project? We can help at the new Rockler Woodworking and Hardware store in Novi Town Center. Come in for grand opening specials throughout September.
Last week, your company did team building exercises. Too bad some people didn't understand that when you do trust falls, you're supposed to fall backwards. Now, 4 of your salespeople have chipped teeth, and your IT guy hasn't smiled in days. Time for Delta Dental. We provide access to the largest networks of contracted dentists in Michigan, so your employees can get the preventive dental care they need to keep their smiles healthy and emergency care when needed. Delta Dental. We do dental better. Visit deltadentalmi.com.
Sunday in a CBS primetime exclusive.
911 emergency. Oh my God!
JonBenet Ramsey's murder shocked the nation.
I did not kill my daughter.
Now, original investigators.
We hope to get the truth about how she died.
Re-examine the evidence.
In 20 years, I never was talked to. I think it would have really turned the case around.
The case of JonBenet Ramsey begins CBS Sunday.
Monday, CBS Premiere Week is finally here, and it starts with a bang. First, TV's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory, premieres on its new night.
Tonight's the night!
Then The King is back.
Now it's our time.
Yeah, baby! Kevin James returns to CBS in his new comedy, Kevin Can Wait.
And by the way, I'm on the Yelp now, so I will bring this place down.
Series premieres CBS Monday after The Big Bang Theory season premiere.
The Case of JonBenet Ramsey, Sunday at 8 on CBS 62 Detroit. Thousands of people live with chronic neck and back pain. If that's you, it's time to see a surgeon who makes dramatic outcomes for patients just like you, often without surgery. That's Dr. Jay Jaganathan, one of our magazine's top docs. He and Dr. Fadi Deli, a neurologist and pain management doctor, can help you get your life back with lasting relief from your pain. Call 248-733-9904. That's 248-733-9904. Or visit mi-neurosurgery.com. mi-neurosurgery.com.
No two women are the same. Small waists, short legs, serious curves, strong thighs. We come in every fabulous shape and size. So here's the question of the century. Why don't jeans? At LL Bean, real women are our inspiration. And right now, you can try out every single fit we make at the LL Bean Denim Try-On event. Get 20% off new signature skinny jeans, performance stretch, and even classic styles. Now through Sunday, September 18th, visit LL Bean at the Mall at Partridge Creek for 20% off your perfect pair.
Welcome to Staples. How can I help you?
Staples guy. I need some more school supplies for my son.
Well, Staples has everything you need for back to school at low prices every day.
Great. He needs lots of mechanical pencils.
I see. Your son a big writer?
No, a big loser.
What?
He loses pencils, backpacks, everything.
There's gotta be another word we can use.
Whether you need back-to-school supplies or you're coming back for more, Staples has all your back-to-school essentials in stock and at low prices every day. Staples. Make more happen.
It's the Pandora Spend More, Save More event at Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. Stop in from September 15th through September 18th, and for every $150 you spend on Pandora, you'll save $50. and the savings only get better from there. You'll find an amazing selection of Pandora jewelry, including exclusive pieces you'll only find at the Pandora Boutique at Jared. Don't miss the Pandora Spend More, Save More event, September 15th through September 18th at Jared. That's why she went to Jared. Excludes gift card purchases. See store for details.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
Sunday.
911 emergency.
John Bonet's murder shocked a nation. Now investigators search for the truth.
Oh my God!
The case of John Benet Ramsey begins CBS Sunday.
You can watch the game on TV, but we have the real coverage. The truth about your team, even if it hurts. Game day uncensored. Sunday on 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 917. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call all week long and all weekend long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's 1-800-569-7283. Here, always live on 97.1 The Ticket at 248-539-9797. We'll jump out to some calls. We've got Sean on the line from Rockwood. Good morning, Sean. You are our first call this morning. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Real good. What's happening,
Sean?
Doing well. Ironically, my first loan was with Brian Cohen about 15 years ago. I hear him on the show every once in a while.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go, BC, huh?
He's handling a lot of our reverse mortgages.
Yeah, he's moving up in the world.
There you go.
I got a question. So my fiance's parents passed away, and we've been in the process of we moved into the house, and we've been in the process of trying to take over the mortgage. Initially, we thought that they were going to be able to just transfer the mortgage into my fiance's name. She's got about a 725 credit score, and she makes, I believe, she's a bartender, but she shows about $35,000 a year. She had a short sale on a manufactured home about a year ago, and I've only spoke with one person so far. I actually was going to have Brian work on it, and I haven't got a chance to get back to him yet. But it's in probate court because of one of her brothers, and I'm trying to figure out. There was something said that she couldn't get another mortgage in her name for 3 years because of the short sale on that other property. Now, is that a law, or is that something that I was just told?
Yeah. Number one, you got to call Brian back. Okay, you got to talk to Brian and go there. Okay, so that we'll establish that. So you talk to BC on that. Number two is it your desire, your fiance's desire, to live in this house?
Yeah, well, we live in it currently, and we're gonna stay there for probably a couple of years, and then probably rent it out.
Fine. So you want to live in the house? That's a good thing. You want to make that your primary residence. Okay. Now, no mortgage company is just going to sign you the mortgage. It just doesn't happen that way anymore. It's not an assumable mortgage. It can't be done that way. So so you and her. Is there a reason why you can't go on it? You and her, you and or her have to be on that loan if you want to be on that. And yes, there is a waiting period if she had a short sale. And this is probably about a 25-minute conversation, which we don't have time for, but we'll take care of it at the office for you. Bottom line is that you need to talk. We'll need to talk to Brian. We'll get it all in place for you. We'll tell you what you need to do, but keep making the payment as it is. I'd like to see a copy of the mortgage statement and the mortgage note. I'm sure you have information you can send us, and we can put you you on the proper road.
We owe way less than what the home is worth.
That's fine.
Probably about 50%.
There might be some things that we can take care of for you, and we can even contact the current servicer for you and go over it with them. So I think it's a great idea. Let's start there. Give Brian a call. I'll be with him a little bit later today if he's at the office. If he's not, I'll see him on Monday. But we'll take care of it for you.
Thanks for the call, Sean. It's good, pretty good stuff there. Thanks,
brother. We really appreciate it.
All right, 248-539-9797. If you want to join the show, it's an interesting call there. I mean, there's some opportunity. Yeah. Hey, look, if worse comes to worse and no one can get a mortgage, they can always sell the place and potentially buy something else.
They want to stay there, and they can. If you can't get the mortgage today, tomorrow, or next month, you can always stay there and keep making the payments, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then eventually we'll put them in a position where they can get a loan and go from there. But that's a good call. It's awesome to hear that he wants to stay in that house and make that their primary residence.
All right, good stuff here. Let's move on with Dustin out there in a car. Hey, Dustin, good morning. Welcome to 97.1 The Ticket. Go ahead.
Morning, guys.
What's up, D?
Well, I got kind of a goofy situation, I guess. My fiance and I bought a house a little over 2 years ago. I think it was July of 14. We have an FHA loan on it. You probably paid it down from 100 down to like 93, something like that so far. But we're looking to get into a bigger house. Go from a $100,000 house to maybe 150, 200. The only problem is now, since the loan's in her name, she hasn't worked. She's been a stay-at-home mom. So I don't know, does she have to show income again for a long time?
Yeah,
or can we
not for a long
paying the mortgage?
Well, yeah, it'd be nice if you could just qualify for the loan, Dustin. Again, if you guys are married and you just want to use your income and you qualify for that $150,000 to $200,000 approval that you're looking for, I would just do it that way. If she does go back to work and she's on the job for 30 days with no probation, then she's able to have effective income also. So if she is planning on going back and you need that income, well, of course, we'll do the math for you. Perhaps you qualify all on your own. Just roughly, you might not want to say your income, but roughly, what do you make a year?
I earn right around 70 to 80.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to qualify in that price range you're looking at, unless you're buried in debt. Unless you're really buried.
Well, my credit was bad because we're still not married, but my credit was bad. It's gotten up just over 6 now. I've been working on it, but I don't know if 6 to 630 is even qualifying for a mortgage, especially if that.
You know what? I think you might. I think you might. Again, you can go up to $271,050 on an FHA transaction, and if you're not on that loan now on FHA, you could buy the new house. So you could buy the new house and obtain an FHA mortgage. Dustin, it's a great call. I think I'll follow up with you right this morning.
Hey, Dustin, there are certain things that we can do if you're in the 600 to 650 range and get you approved with some solid, verifying documents that we need and compensating factors.
That house selling as a pending for the down payment on a house like that, or no?
Oh, wait. Your question again. Let me just answer this. You can purchase that new house 3.5% down on an FHA transaction.
Right. Okay.
So that as little as 3.5% down. Actually, that's it's funny, Dustin. It comes into our next conversation here. Is a lot of families out there just sort of not sure of how much money it takes to purchase a house. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later today.
Yeah, because that's what we have as an FHA. I didn't know if you could get another one, but I guess if the first one's in her name, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
And you're selling that house, right?
Yeah, we'd be planning on selling it, obviously, to put money into the new one.
Good. Excellent.
You sound like you're going to be moving forward here. Well, I'll follow up with you this morning, and thanks for the call. It's a great call. Thank you very much. All right, 248-539-9797. Got some good calls rolling in. Let's move off to another cell phone. Now we got Rob out there. Good morning, Rob. Thank you for calling in. What's going on?
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, I wonder if you can help advise me. I'm trying to guide my son. He's recently out of school. He's got his first job now for over a year. And I'm trying to help prepare him for buying that first home. And I'm wondering what type of programs are out there now for first-time buyers. And what else can I do? I'm trying to stabilize his credit. He's got good credit. He's making all his payments on time. What else should I be looking for?
Yeah, I think you're doing the right thing. You're setting out and you're going to have a plan in place. And, I don't know about your kids, but my kids, just because I'm the dad, they don't necessarily listen to me. And even I'm in the mortgage business, they don't listen to me about mortgages, but that's a different story, right? So what you have to do is you have to have a plan in place for him. And what we'll do with that plan is we'll run his credit. We'll go over things. We'll take a look at his income and we'll see what he can afford realistically and what he wants to afford. We have to know, where does he want to buy? What kind of house is he looking for? How much does he want to put down? And we'll go over that plan with you and with him. And then we'll start setting off on mortgage programs. We'll talk about fixed rate programs. We'll talk about, long term. We'll talk about how long does he plan on staying in this house. Obviously, if he thinks he's going to be in this house for a long time, there's a better plan than if it's short term. Okay, if it's short term, then there's a better short term plan. So there's all kinds of things that we want to go over with him and you and sit down around a table. We can take the information over the phone, but in this kind of situation with a first-time home buyer, we really like to collect the information, have it all done, and then sit down with you face-to-face and say, hey, listen, here are your options.
Yeah, go over quite a bit. Thanks for the call, Rob. You have any other questions?
That's it. Thank you, guys.
Hey, we'll follow up
We'll
with you.
take care of
Thank
that.
you. I mean, no doubt, home ownership, the numbers show that home ownership has fallen off since 2004 when it's an all-time high of 70% here. But it's just as easy to get a mortgage, including 3% down conventional purchases. We've got tons to share with you. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Hey, guess what? Nowadays, all day, every day, it's Doubler Days from the Michigan Lottery. And these days, Doubler Days is even better because now it's for Club Keno and Lotto 47 and Fantasy 5 players. And you can have a field day. Each day this month, random tickets will contain a doubler message. If your winning ticket has the message, it's your lucky day because you could double your non-jackpot prize money. Oh, happy day. So whether it's a weekday, a workday, a holiday, or even a bad hair day, you could win the day because these days are Doubler Days, only from the Michigan Lottery. Imagine playing poker without the smoke-filled room, the stale snacks. Did I just chip a tooth? And this guy. You guys playing cards? It's new Hold'em Poker from the Michigan Lottery. Here's the deal. No cards, no chips, no table. Just a ticket packed with cash and top instant prizes of $300 grand. 10 different hands with every game and even more chances to win online at MichiganLottery.com. So try new Hold'em Poker from the Michigan Lottery. You guys eating pretzels? And put some play in your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Sunday in a CBS primetime exclusive.
911 emergency. Oh my God!
John Benet Ramsey's murder shocked a nation.
I did not kill my daughter.
Now, original investigators
We hope to get the truth about how she died.
re-examine the evidence.
In 20 years, I never was talked to. I think it would have really turned the case around.
The case of John Benet Ramsey begins CBS Sunday.
Monday, CBS Premiere Week is finally here, and it starts with a bang. First, TV's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory, premieres on its new night.
Tonight's the night!
Then the King is back.
Now it's our time.
Yeah, baby! Kevin James returns to CBS in his new comedy, Kevin Can Wait.
And by the way, I'm on the Yelp now, so I will bring this place down.
Series premieres CBS Monday after The Big Bang Theory season premiere.
The Case of John Benet Ramsey, Sunday at 8 on CBS 62 Detroit.
This is Spud Crowley for Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar. I'm sure you already know that we're famous for pizza, burgers, wings, and beer, but what you may not know is that we also serve up a top-notch rack of ribs. Our ribs are all American, which means they got more meat on them. They're also slow roasted to perfection and topped with one of our 4 maiden-house sauces. And hey, they go great with a cold one, too. If you ain't ribbing, you ain't living. So come on, visit bostons.com/ribs.
Last Man Standing presents The World According to Mike Baxter.
What happened to men? Men used to build cities just so we could burn them down.
Masculinity.
The only time men should be dancing is when other men are shooting at their feet.
Marriage.
Passion in a relationship is never a good thing.
Competition.
For somebody's feelings, you're losing.
Detroit's own Tim Allen is the last man standing.
College is important. Without college, there would be no college football.
Premieres Monday at 6 on CW50.
It's a boater's life for me. Smiles and good times await at the Metro Boat Show. Meet friends, savor Michigan craft beers, and enjoy live music at the Tiki Bar. Land huge late season deals on hundreds of boats, pontoons, ski boats, or cruisers. Talk with Josh Jorgensen, host of the most subscribed to extreme fishing show in the world. Metro Boat Show, sponsored by Genesis Cadillac. September 15th through 18th, Lake St. Clair Metro Park. MetroBoatShow.net.
With Wow Choice, you can build your own plan. Just pick an internet speed, choose a cable package, and keep adding. So whether your name is Mr. Seymour Cat Videos,
Aw, little bitty kitty cats.
Ms. I'm a Gamer,
Activate power shields and wizard spells.
or Ms. Lift a Post,
Hashtag dinner, y'all.
there's a plan with your name on it. Like if you only want internet, get 30 megs for just $24.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Or build your own package. That's Wow Choice. Offer subject to change. Certain restrictions apply. Visit Huawei.com for service descriptions, terms, and conditions.
The Fiat 500, a car for those who choose their own road with uncompromised Italian styling and over 500,000 ways to customize yours. You can build one that precisely matches your unique personality. Visit FiatUSA.com today. The hunt is on at Gander Mountain, and so are great deals you won't find anywhere else on the newest firearms, hunting, and outdoor gear. Now at Gander Mountain.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought
Brought to you by Benjamin Moore and Company. Tigers fall to the Indians 11-4. Too much of Mike Napoli drives in 4 runs. Indians now lead the Tigers by 7 in the Central. They've outscored them 90-40 this year. Mike Fulmer didn't last. Went 5 innings, giving up 6 runs in 7 hits. Justin Upton, 2 home runs, providing the entire Tiger offense with 4 RBIs. Today is Justin Verlander against Carlos Carrasco, 4:10 the first pitch. Tigers in Cleveland here on 97.1 The Ticket. College football today in AM 950 WWJ. A couple 2-0 teams mixing it up at perhaps a damp big house. Number 4 Michigan hosting Colorado. The Wolverines about a 3-touchdown favorite. Tonight in South Bend, number 12 Michigan State visiting Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 1-1. Michigan State coming off a bye at 1-0. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
Talking sports, loud and clear, 24/7, 97.1.
All right, welcome back to the show, 9:32. If you're just joining us, well, I can't say it's absolutely a gorgeous day outside, but I'll tell you what, get some work done. It's going to be, sun's going to come out a little bit later. The rain's going to go away.
Hey, we were pretty spoiled this summer, man.
Wow, what a summer.
It was an awesome summer. And, hey, so we could use a little bit of rain.
Okay, I'll take the rain.
I'm working today.
And it's going to be absolutely a beautiful day tomorrow and coming next week. Again, we got fall around the corner. I think it's Thursday, believe it or not. I don't even know if I wrote that down, but definitely fall's around the corner. 248-539-9797 if you want to join our mortgage show. We've got a lot to share with you. Again, we talk about some of the people out there purchasing homes, all those millennials, a younger group out there. They were forming families back in 2004, and we're seeing a lot of that now. And I think some of the information that we're getting feedback from the National Association of Realtors and stuff is when they interview a lot of the families and they ask them, how much money do you think it takes to purchase a house? Most people, believe it or not, the percentages are really staggering that they actually think it takes 20% down on all transactions, and it just doesn't.
Well, that's the old standard. You put 20% down, you can waive PMI, and we know that there are programs that you can put a lot less down and not have PMI. You just take a little bit of bump in the rate, which is better because we know that interest rates are still tax deductible. Yeah. So you can roll that in, you get a tax break, and you don't have to put as much money down. But more importantly than that, it really depends on what you can afford. Okay, don't be this pie in the sky and say, well, I think I could put it together. There's more than buying a house than just the monthly payment. Okay, there's the upkeep, there's utilities, you want to furnish it. You know, there's a lot of maintenance when things break down, roofs leak, basements flood. I mean, every year you see that there's an area of the country that there's flooding going on, and it happens. To be a homeowner, you should have some reserves. You can't put every penny you have into a house and not have any reserves. I'm not saying it can't work out. I'm just saying that's not the best recipe for success. I think for me, and what we try to advise our clients when we put them in a plan for success is that long-term, what are your goals? How long do you plan on being in that house? What do you plan on doing to that house? Are you living in this house for a lifestyle? Are you living in here for temporary purposes? Is it a school district? I mean, how long do you think you're going to be in that house?
A lot of variables.
Give us a range. I mean, we can. There is a mortgage program for you, but it has to be the right mortgage program. It's not the interest only. It's not a negative AM. It's not an ARM right now. It's just not. If somebody's trying to put you into that program, that is not the right program for you. Most of you, 98% of you. Okay, so there's an exception to every rule. There might be 2% that can handle an interest only loan, or that can handle an ARM loan right now. Mortgage rates are at historic lows. Why would you take an adjustable rate unless you're going to be in the house for a year?
And people realize it's a loan. It's meant to be paid back, right? And
right.
To get the be terms, you can get it paid back. Don't be going backwards on the things.
That's right.
I like what you said too, Dan. You said there's some variables out there, right? You might go and look at a house and say, look, I'm using X amount of dollars. I'm going to put 20% down. But that particular house that you find out, you know what? It might need more work. The house is going to work for every of those top 5 needs that you have, but there's that one need, it needs a new kitchen. So maybe you do put less money down. We got lots of variables to talk about.
And our loans don't have prepayment penalties. So if you want to put less down and pay more over the course of time to get that balance done, you can do that too. I mean, so don't take a loan that has a prepayment penalty. Don't take it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to some calls too, guys.
No reason to wait either. I mean, with the interest rates the way they are, and there's still great price homes out there.
They're not going down to zero.
They're not.
Yeah, I'll throw that out there later that it's absolutely free to sit down with professional people and talk about the process. That's good stuff. 248-539-9797. Let's go off to Dennis in Highland first, and we'll get to Phil right after. Hey, good morning, Dennis. Welcome to our show.
Hi. We have a home in Highland on about 4 acres, and the home is situated way towards the front 2 acres. And we were originally planning, when we bought the house 20-some years ago, we were planning on building a new house on the back 2 acres and then selling the house on the front. Well, that didn't happen. So now it's just an empty field, like 2 acres of empty field. And we're thinking about selling those 2 acres. It's zoned 1.5, and we've talked to the township, and they said all we'd have to do is fill out a form and, have it resurveyed and file a split.
Right.
But the house isn't free and clear yet. I mean, we're not underwater. We owe way less than the house is worth. But what do we have to do in terms of notifying the mortgage holder that we're going to sell part of that property?
Okay, so first of all, you got to do. I would do the split, and whoever advised you to do that, that's the proper thing to do. You want to get a split and a separate Sidwell number. What's the balance on the existing mortgage?
About $80,000.
Okay, so what you have to do is you contact the servicer of that mortgage, and let them know what your intent is, that you're just thinking about doing it, and are there any ramifications? Because if you read your mortgage documents, in the mortgage, it says that you have to let that lender know. Okay, you have to disclose to them. So if you call the servicer and find out, it might not even be the original servicer that you had when you got the house, when you got the mortgage, that they're going to go ahead and they're going to put you through a process that is, hopefully they'll set you up for success and that you have to go through. But you've got to let them know. Just let them know that you're thinking about it, that you're not going to do it. That, hey, what do I have to do if I'm thinking about splitting my property?
Yeah, because I know this isn't exact because real estate agents they're supposed to work for you, but they want to sell the house. But he said, he came out and looked at the property, and he said the way the house is situated, it's not going to change this assessment of the house by any significant amount because it's way toward the front acres, and so the bank will still have, or the mortgage company will still have plenty of coverage in terms of...
Hey, that's an opinion, okay? Hey, that's an opinion. That's not a fact. Right. So the proper procedure would be to call the servicer up and let them know that you're thinking about doing this. What do I have to do to accomplish this? And let them advise you. If you get an answer that you don't like the first time, then I would refer you to probably a real estate attorney. And see what they can do for you. But call and talk to your servicer and have a casual conversation and see what the procedure is that you need to notify them and that they can handle a split. They'll probably tell you to go ahead and submit the split documentation, copies of everything to them, and so they can take a look at it.
Hey, Dennis, I have a question. Is the money that you get from the sale of the lot going to be able to pay off the existing mortgage?
Really close.
So, okay.
All right, well.
At that point, it's
They're going to ask you that, too.
Right.
Look, if you split it and it's a buildable lot and it's desirable, again, whether or not you have to do a shared driveway type of thing, I don't know how it's all laid out, but obviously,
Actually, the way it's laid out, I wouldn't even have to do a shared driveway or anything.
Great.
It sounds like a cool piece of property.
Yeah, well, it is. That's one of the reasons we bought it 20-some years ago. But anyways, so would there be a possibility that they'd want me to have it reappraised on the 2 acres?
Absolutely. They could.
Yeah,
for sure. It's even more of a probability that they're going to want to see a survey.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and if you need a surveyor or you need an appraiser or whatever, give us a call and we'll take care of that for you.
Okay, sounds good.
You got it.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thanks, Dennis.
There you go. Yeah, definitely going to need a stake survey and some other variables along the way. There's a lot to know when you're doing that transaction, but again, it could benefit a lot of families. If you're thinking about doing something like that, as Harry mentioned, really get more professional people involved and find out. The first thing is, if you split it, right, are you going to be able to sell it? Is there some desirability there in a market for that? 248-539-9797. Man, we got tons to share with you, including, let me throw this out there before we go to the calls. Look, it's already the 15th just went by yesterday. Was that already? The 16th was yesterday, Harry. So property taxes in most cities have become due. And that's one thing for sure. If you haven't paid your property taxes from your summer bill, they're going to start fining you for that. Now, it's not really a horrible fine, but it will add up. And if you don't get to it, then in December, your winter taxes are due. And before you know it, you're way behind in your property taxes. Call us here or call Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE, and we can refinance your house. And usually you have enough equity, especially with the way the market's been, that you might be able to roll in some of those late property taxes. So a lot of reminders out there. If you put that property tax bill away on July 1st, it's due now.
And if you have that money in an escrow account and it hasn't been paid, we'll get you that money back. That money comes back to you.
Oh, there you go. Lots of different ways to put money in your pocket. It's 9:41. When we come back, all of your calls.
97.1 The Ticket. DraftKings is the destination for one-week fantasy football. Use code Detroit and play in this weekend's free $100,000 contest. No deposit required. That's Detroit at DraftKings.com now.
Eligibility restrictions may apply. See website for details.
Lloyd Bridges Travelland, this is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, it's Matthew from Michigan RV Wholesalers. I hear you're having a 60th anniversary sale. That's 60 years of making happy campers, and I want to help you celebrate.
I've negotiated huge rebates on all 2017 models. I've gotten $2,000 rebates on trailers and fifth wheels and $3,000 on motorhomes.
Keep going, Jerry. You have over 50 2015 and 16 motorhomes and trailers you're going to sell at or below invoice, and you're going to show every customer your cost. The competition doesn't do this because they're making too much off the customer.
So come to Lloyd Bridges Travelland in Chelsea. Save a ton of money at our 60th anniversary blowout going on now through Saturday.
We'll make your RV dreams come true for thousands less than you think. Visit us on the web at funrving.com.
Let's give away the freaking store this month.
Jerry, you're the best at making happy campers.
You need a new RV. You want it. You got it. Lloyd Bridges Travelland.
If you choose or manage health benefits for your company, then this message is for you. Hi, this is Randy, and I'm here again with Steve Solinsky, Director of Sales for HAP. And we're talking today about healthcare accounts for employees.
That's right, Randy. Many people are paying higher out-of-pocket costs these days. And HAP has 3 ways employers can help.
Like an FSA?
That's right. A flexible spending account, or FSA, is funded by employees with pre-tax dollars and can be used for medical and dependent care costs.
What's the second one?
A health reimbursement account, or HRA. It's funded by the employer and helps employees pay for out-of-pocket costs.
And the third way?
HAP also offers a health savings account, or HSA. It's funded by the employer or employee.
And how can business owners learn more about these accounts?
They can visit hap.org/group, call their agent, or call our HAP team at 1-844-DIAL-HAP.
That's 1-844-DIAL-HAP. Thanks, Steve.
Hey there, it's me again. So you know what I love about Encores? Just when you think the show's over, you get more songs. Just like BP Gasoline with Invigorate can give you more miles. It cleans dirty engine deposits to help you get more miles per tank. It's like an Encore for your car. New BP Gasoline with Invigorate. Our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank. Based on fleet testing. Requires continuous use based on what you drive and how you drive.
Picture this. It's Monday afternoon and you're at Domino's buying a large 3-topping pizza. You give the Domino's employee $7.99 plus tax, of course. Now, picture this. It's Friday and you're at Domino's buying a large 3-topping pizza. You give the Domino's employee more than you paid Monday. You feel bamboozled. But then you hear this.
Domino's is now extending its $7.99 large 3-topping carryout deal to all day, every day.
And so you danced and ate Domino's. Carryout only. Must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary.
We're back to football with the NFL on TuneIn. With the NFL on TuneIn Premium, hear every call from every game live from Week 1 to Super Bowl 51. All 32 teams, all 17 weeks plus playoffs with home, away, and Spanish language feeds all season long. At home or on the road, never miss a game with the NFL on TuneIn Premium. Download the app and start your free 7-day trial today. TuneIn. Listen like you mean it.
You probably won't be able to get the Ticket Street team to help you with your home improvement projects, but you can meet the street team at Menards on Jackson Road in Ann Arbor today from 4 to 6. Menards has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. You can even win tickets to the baseball game on September 25th. So come meet the street team and save big money at Menards.
Combine your love of sports with your desire to help others. Donate to 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check Program. You might just save a life. Visit cbsdetroit.com/Student Heart Check.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back to the show, 9:45 if you're just joining us. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, you can always shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com or Google us, Capital
Dan,
Mortgage
do you want to
Funding.
share that off-air conversation we're having? Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Misunderstood.
There you go. I appreciate that.
Let me roll off to a call, and if you want to join the show, 248-539-9797. Bob out there in Clawson. Good morning, Bob. Welcome to our show.
How you doing?
Hi, Bob.
Yeah, so I just had a question for you. I'm actually been in my house since 1998. Unfortunately, in 2010, my wife and I had to file Chapter 13, and we're free and clear of that now. And I was looking, we're looking to stay put in our house, and we want to put an upstairs on our existing home. And from my understanding, I have to wait 2 additional years after being discharged to actually get another loan.
Well, not quite. 1 day out of discharge, you can get an FHA cash out transaction, believe it or not. And if you've reestablished your credit and you have
my credit's not bad. I'm at about a 725.
And you've paid off. Yeah, you're already out of discharge. You paid off. You made the deal in Chapter 13. You've paid everyone off. You're discharged.
Yeah.
You're ready to go right now. Yeah, you're ready to go right now, believe it or not.
Okay. So, okay, because I was told that I had to wait 2 years to get, because what I'm looking to do, I have about 50% equity in my house, and I'm going to need to get some type of loan where I can borrow on the future value of the house.
Well, that would be so what you're looking to do right now is do an FHA 203K loan. So give me an example here. What's your house worth right now? What's the value of the property?
According to the typical websites, Realtor.com, Zillow, and stuff like that, it's about 130.
Okay,
and we owe about just a little over 60 on it.
Well, you got a nice equity position. Now, I mean, to put a whole upstairs on, that renovation could be $50,000-$60,000. That's a bigger renovation. But
I'm going to be honest with you. I was kind of even expecting about $100,000 because I heard it, around, anywhere between $100 and $150 a square foot.
That's what scares me, Bob. So you had 100 plus a 60 now it's 160. Your neighborhood's selling for 130. Now you're back to where you were. You did a Chapter 13 a couple years ago, and I think you're getting maybe over improving for the neighborhood. Perhaps, just perhaps.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to start a home. I'm on a slab, 850 square feet. There's homes. I already have drawings done up, and I
want you to
had
sell
a survey on. There's houses around that are 250,000 within a couple block radius in my neighborhood.
And do they have basements or what's the story with those comps?
Yes, some of those homes do. Mine doesn't. Like I said, it's just cozy. I have 2 sons. One has a disability. We're looking to stay where we're at because of.
If you're looking to stay where you're at for a very long time and you've investigated this, you've got some bids out, and and I think an FHA 203K loan would be a good loan for you. But we really want to take a look at the situation as a whole. And bring it all together and then kind of give you that roadmap for success so we can take care of that for you.
Okay, yeah, and I'm starting to kind of contact builders and stuff now because I was told that I had to wait till June of next year, which will be 2 years after my discharge from our bankruptcy. So I guess that's not exactly true that I have to wait that long. So maybe I'll talk to someone.
The timing sounds perfect. I think that we want to get you with the right contractors and with the right team so we can set it up. We have an FHA 203K consultant that you're going to have to talk to. You'll have plans and specs on the renovation, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Bob, congratulations, man. It sounds like you're on the new path.
All right, Bob, good job.
All right, yep, thank you very much.
Thanks for the call, Bob. All right, 248-539-9797. All right, I wrote it down here. Go ahead, Harry.
Wait. I'm not going to get into price values yet.
Oh, no, I'm not on that one.
Oh, you're not on that one yet? Okay, so it sounds like what Bob is doing, he's starting the formulation of his plan. It's in its concept stage right now. He's got to reach out. He's got to talk to some contractors. He's got to get it down on paper what he wants to do. He's got to see some plans and specs. He's got to go ahead and bid it out, find out how much it's going to cost. We'll have an FHA 203K consultant get with him. We'll roll it all nice and neat for him. But what we have to do on the financial end is we have to see if it makes sense for him, for he and his family and the income level that he has, along with his debt structure, and make sure that he is going to be successful paying this back.
And I'm excited for Bob. I mean, in 2010, things were dire for him, right?
Right.
6 years later, he was doing stuff.
He hung in there. He did what he has to do.
Exactly.
He's taking care of his family. Now he wants to expand where he lives. And he's going to stay that. You can hear it in his voice. He's very excited about this. And he's going to stay there for a long period of time.
And that 203K program is great where you can pick out your colors. You get all, it's almost like you're in a new build, but you're in your existing home.
Good for him.
Hey, equity does a lot of great things for families. So that's the key. 248. No, I wrote a whole bunch of things here. But actually, I wrote, unqualified loan officers is starting to scare me out there. There's a group of clients that have been calling us at the office, and we appreciate the calls, and they're getting the wrong information. Okay, so I'm not making this up. I've only been, Harry's been doing mortgages for 30 years. I've only known it for 27. You should call Capital Mortgage Funding and find out what the real deal is. That's the key. Again, we just heard it from another person just calling in. The bankruptcy, if you had a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and you included the house in the bankruptcy, you have an opportunity 4 years after your discharge date to qualify for a conventional loan. Now, I just blanket. That's just information. If you had a foreclosure on a second mortgage and you didn't include it, you're going to be in trouble. You won't qualify.
Yeah, why? Because what's the time frame, Harvey, on that?
Well, then you would have a foreclosure on your record, perhaps, and you would have to wait 7 years.
Right.
So all these little intricacies, again, Chapter 13 is different than 7, but if you don't call the experts, folks, you are not getting the proper information, and I won't throw those companies under the bus at this particular point here.
Thank you.
All right, good enough. 248-539-9797. Yes. One other thing, government loans, a VA loan, an FHA loan, a USDA loan, which is the agricultural loans, the rural development loans. They make up 32.3% of the transactions out there, Dan. And yet, we had our agent this week who didn't understand that you could go 3% down conventional. She thought it was only FHA. If you don't know the guidelines, there's nothing wrong with picking up the phone. Again, if you're an agent out there, feel free to call us. We won't embarrass you.
Dan, have I ever told you how to do your job? Have I ever said I'm a real estate expert? That I know more than you about real estate or anything like that?
Never. You never have, and no one at your company has. It's the biggest pet peeve of mine when you do a deal and they say the mortgage guy says it's not worth what you're paying for it.
And why would he ever say something like that?
It makes no sense. So, I stay in my lane. He stays in his lane. When they ask me a mortgage question, I don't know. I'm not the expert. Call Alex or Harvey, and they'll have the answer for you.
There's probably a little bit more information on everybody's side of the transaction that, we might think we know a little bit about somebody else's line of work. But I guarantee you this, I am not going to pontificate on things that I don't know about. I probably know about maybe 2 or 3 things in life. That's about it. Some people say I don't know anything about
things. But you know them real well, right?
But I think I know, and I'm always learning about the mortgage industry, and I think that I'm fairly well qualified to talk about mortgages. Other than that, maybe sports once in a while, and all that. But
Harry, the infield fly rule. You're pretty good with the infield fly rule.
Yeah, that's right.
You're good with that one.
I know.
The one thing I have learned is this will segue into appraisals. Is it's a funny story. Well, I got brought in a for sale by owner transaction. We'll take some rough numbers. They put the house on the market about $200,000. The house I see is probably worth $165 all day long. They put up this ad. They have a first-time buyer, doesn't know what they're doing. They put the offer together, and I just say, hey, whatever the appraisal comes in, it comes at, and they'll buy that number. It comes in at $178.
Right.
It comes in higher than I thought it would anyway. So maybe the story is overpriced everything.
Well, here, how about this? And this is where I was going to go on, Harvey. We have an area of our Much Fun Detroit area in St. Clair Shores. St. Clair Shores is pretty hot right now. There are a lot of sales in St. Clair Shores. Mm-hmm. We have 19 comparables. 19.
Honey.
Ready? 19. The values are anywhere from, in this particular area, 160 to a little over 200. So call it 160 to 200. Right. We have 19 comps. Ready? Mm-hmm. 10 comps are at 180 or over, and 9 comps are at 179.9 and under. Right? So we have 19. So just on the outside, if you're looking at that and you're saying, well, you almost have 20 comps, then the value should be what? Right in the middle. Yeah, 180, right? Guess what? We got an appraisal for 180. Yeah. However, the appraiser, you know what comps they used?
The 160s.
The 160s. So they bring it in, and the appraisal goes from 160 to 169, but the resulting number is 180. Well, the underwriter takes a look at that and says, wait a minute, Mr. Appraiser, Miss Appraiser in this case. Appraiser, hey, guess what? You say it's worth 180, but you gave me all 160 to 169 comps.
You got to support it, right?
Okay, so now I'm fooling around. Harvey got me comps. We got 11 new ones. So it's right down the middle. It should come in at 180, but problem is that the appraiser didn't put the 180 comps on the appraisal, but then gave us a 180 number. How does that happen? Okay, I don't know. So now we're doing an investigation. We're checking that out, and we're the people that go ahead and we rebut that appraisal. We look at the numbers. And I know this is boring for everybody out there, but the bottom line is we're very, very well informed on how to work with appraisers and how to achieve what you want. I can't make a 180 house if it's not worth 180. But I can make it worth 180 with the proper information.
Pretty subjective stuff there.
We go to you. So we go to you. Mm-hmm. We go to the realtors and say, give me the 180 comps and higher so we can provide them. I'm not the real estate expert. I'm the mortgage guy that can get it done. You guys got to help us find the comps that show that this house is worth $180.
But you see those numbers and tell something's wrong. Don't use.
Of course I do.
Right, yeah, exactly. And my only problem with appraisers, I hate to be down on consistency. I still believe you bring 2 appraisers in that done, and you get numbers that are 10% off.
And the general public, the consumer out there says the same thing. Hey, listen. But, I've got a blue bathroom and a pink bathroom, and I've got a green living room. My house is worth $5,000 more. It kind of doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Okay?
All right, tons of information, but I'm not getting into any of these deep subjects. I want to remind everyone out there to call Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE all weekend long. Make sure you get that approval letter. Again, because some of the things that have popped up is understanding your PMI options, understanding that, again, if you're going to be getting a conventional mortgage, and understanding the differences
between
between
But you don't need PMI now.
You may not. Right? Understand what your options are, right? Whether it be lender-paid PMI or an upfront paid policy on PMI. Also, sort of interesting data out there. One of the number one running surveys has been going on forever is the National Housing Data. The average median down payment is 5%. So believe it or not, most families nowadays, again, with the higher student loan debts, are looking to put less money down, and they want to know what their options are in regards to lender-paid PMI and those type of things. Get educated on your mortgage purchase. You'll be far above your neighbors and have that information.
Dan Dubinsky, is that it?
Yeah, I think so. I made a great show.
Hey, Dan, thanks for coming in. Dan Dubinsky, Skyward Realty, downtown Royal Oak on Washington. A lot of fun at Art Eats and Beats, by the way, Dan. That was a lot of fun. Hey, we've got Pat Caputo coming up with sports next. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. Call Capital Mortgage all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I'm Harvey Freed. He's Harry Glanz. We will see you next Saturday.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Sunday in a CBS Primetime exclusive.
911 emergency. Oh my God!